It has been said that children don't come with an instruction manual. In short, insightful segments, learn from an eclectic panel of parents as they offer their perspectives on issues that affect parenting today. Welcome to the Home Nation RoundTable. Our topic of conversation for tonight is, what is one thing that you find challenging as a parent?
Welcome to the Home Nation RoundTable conversation.
Okay.
Collectively, you have more than 35 years experience doing what's described as the hardest job there is, parenting. So I'm curious to know, what is the one thing you find challenging as a parent? Eugene, we'll start with you.
Well, the one thing that I felt challenging as being a parent is to be able to communicate and understand my girls. 3 girls, ages between 5 to 10, and each of them are individuals. And it takes a different way of communicating with each of them. There's no handbook, on how to be parents. In fact, when my first child was born, there's no handbook to say, okay, this is what you have to do, right? And of course, even I had no guidance from my parents, and I believe that what my parents did in bringing me up will not be able to. I cannot use it in this generation, because probably the children that probably the milk they drink is better, the environment is better, there's more McDonald's, But the thing is, they're different. They're more intelligent and they're more powerful in a way. So understanding them, communicating them was my greatest challenge that I felt for myself.
It's interesting that you say that today you feel children are more intelligent. So you feel that as a child you were less intelligent, exposed to less?
Well, I guess in my time, there was no iPads, iPhones, internet was hardly invented yet. So what I was exposed to was probably the books that I had, and when my parents brought me out to see certain things. But now with info media and education medias out there, they're exposed to a lot more things, and they get a lot more intelligence, knowledge from outside in. And if we do not guide them in a proper manner, we do not help them understand or empower them and so that they can see certain things in certain manner, the right way, it's very easy for them to go off tangent or go on the wrong path.
Okay. Mei Ling, what is it that you find challenging as a parent?
I think one of the greatest challenge as a parent is getting them to do what I would like them to do. So, for example, following the routines, waking up, brushing their teeth, or perhaps doing their homework at a set period of time, or finishing up the homework and handing it up to the teacher on time, or perhaps just sitting down and finishing a meal within 30 minutes. If that's not too much to ask, So one thing that I have to constantly remind myself is that these are individuals. These are young children, but they are individuals on their own, and they have their own mind, they have their own way of doing things, and I need to allow them to be individuals, to find their own way. Whether it's my way, according to how I want them, or and my husband constantly reminds me that at the end of the day, if they achieve the result, if they brush their teeth, if they finish the meal, if they get to the outcome, then but they can do it their own way, and I need to allow them that. And I have to constantly reflect on my own methods of urgency, because as moms, Singaporean moms, it's always hurry up, because we're always following a time schedule. But of course the kids have their own time schedule, so we have to try and devise a different way of talking to them and telling them to hurry up. So my kids and I have to, have learned to discuss and negotiate when is the right time to do their things. In Chinese, there is a very nice phrase that is being said. It's not hurry up, but it's time is of essence. So we use that with them, and now the kids, whenever they want to hurry me up, they use that phrase as well. Yeah. So
is it fair to say that an equal challenge is accepting that they are individuals and have their own way of doing things? That's right.
Yes.
Yeah. Interesting. What about for you, Tricia? What do you find challenging as a parent?
Was to get them to do their homework, because I don't send them for any tuitions, which I try not to, if I can, because I feel that when I was young, I don't really need to do that. So I hope to give my kids, or sort of like to teach them to be more responsible, take responsibility of their work, what they have to do, and they have to do it themselves and not like getting someone to push them. So that is really the biggest challenge. Like I have to nag at them, and then sometimes, last time I really nag at them, but then I've learned that I should stop doing that, and that's when I decided that it's time we talk and we agree. So then we started to have time schedule, like, okay, so I'll ask them, like, what time you want to do your work? So we agree on the time. Like sometimes they'll tell me 11 o'clock. I say, but 11 is too late. How about 10? Then they'll be like, okay, 10:30. I'll say, okay, 10:30. So, yeah. So we'll negotiate and then we agree. And usually, if they commit to that, I notice that they're more willing to do it. And I don't see them pulling long faces, getting grumpy, doing homework. And they're more willing and they can do it faster. And I'll just leave them to do it on their own. So I will tell them, like, okay, you do it on your own. If you have any questions, then you come to mommy or daddy.
Do you think inadvertently they're responding to what is ultimately respect on your part? You're respecting that they have a particular way of doing things.
Yes.
They have a desire to do things perhaps differently sometimes, and you recognise that?
Yes. I think even for myself, most of the time the way I see it is, I do things, or how I do or decide what I should do is I put myself into their shoes and think, do I like my boss to dictate me what time I have to do this work or that, So, or do I tell him, okay, I'll do this first and then later I'll do that. So I feel happier that way. So I decided that, okay, this is something that I think I should work with my child as well. So let them agree upon it, and then they will take responsibility and accountability for that.
Yanling, what do you find challenging as a parent?
Since I had my first child, I always thought that I hope to be involved in every single thing that he goes through. But I realized that as a working mom, full-time working mom, that's rather impossible. So I find that balancing motherhood and work is something that is very challenging. So very good example is that the kids goes to bed at 9 o'clock. Every time I come back from work, the earliest being 6 plus 7 o'clock, all I have is 2 hours with them. And the 2 hours, I used to have to bathe them, feed them dinner, all sorts of things, and the 2 hours just ran by, and sometimes I get agitated that I have to do all these sort of things. And as time goes by, came to terms with it and realized that I should actually focus on quality time instead of quantity time. So right now, I don't usually bathe them or prepare their food. So my time with them are just pure playing, bonding, of course, plus doing homework. But I realized that's a lot better because that's where they interact with me, and that's where we are all happy. Yeah.
Have you found that they have responded differently now that you've accepted you can't do it all, focus on quality? Are they responding differently now?
Yes, they are happier because right now when they see me most of the time is, Mommy, can you play with me? Mommy, can you do this with me? Mommy, can you read with me? Yeah, there's no more like, I don't want to do my homework, I don't want to eat, all those sort of things. Yeah.
So they're recognizing that time with you is special.
Yes.
Time is of the essence.
That's right.
And they're beginning to recognize that too, and responding to the limited available time that you have.
Yes.
Okay. So all of you have offered very different perspectives on the challenges that you have, and yet I'm sure they're all universal. We've talked about perspective being a challenge, understanding that your perspective is very different to that of your child's, understanding that they're each going to need different styles of communication, understanding that they're individuals and that they might have their own unique way of approaching things, and also tackling that time-old issue of striking work life and striking that balance between work life and home life. But it sounds to me like you're doing a fantastic job given your various challenges, and I commend you for your role as parents. Thank you so much for joining us here.
Thank you.
If you would like to see more videos that help take your parenting skills to another level, just click on the subscribe button below. Thanks for watching Champs TV, and continue to discover the champion in your child. This has been a Mind Champs Media production.